What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. We have the biggest announcement of a generation to change sports cards. Kidding, kind of, but not really. Fanatics, they teased their big generational shift in the sports card world earlier this month at the Topps conference, or late February, whenever that was. They announced it today. I have two minds of this. It is really cool. They kind of oversold it a little bit. It kind of went more that route. We did the big predictions video. We were predicting some pretty wild and crazy stuff. But they went with a more like, we're going to kind of overhype. Don't get me wrong. This is a cool announcement. We'll get to it. But they definitely went with the more, I guess, realistic option. We were throwing some pretty wild stuff out there. I don't know if it lives up to the hype as a generational like shift. That being said, I do think it's really cool. And I think it shows the power of Fanatics being teamed up with the leagues. That is my biggest takeaway from this entire thing, is how much they are going to leverage that. So, let's talk about it. Topps and MLB announced on Thursday that they are, any rookie that debuts is going to wear this little debut patch that you kind of see here in the photo. Let me scroll down here. There it is right there. Says MLB debut. Any rookie will wear, not every rookie, probably most rookies, however they're going to do it, but rookies will wear in their debut game when they step on the field. Topps / MLB will then give Topps / Fanatics that patch, and they are going to make a 1-of-1 card with that patch in it in its entirety. That, to me, I see people mad about this. I don't know how you could possibly be mad about this. This is literally what we've been begging for. We want game used, and then even a step further, game dated memorabilia. I mean, I don't know what else you can ask of them. But for some reason, once again, the internet's going to internet. Shocking, people were mad about something. I actually think this is pretty cool. I also actually think, like I said, to me, the biggest takeaway here is how Fanatics can leverage the partnership with the leagues. This is probably the start of many of these sorts of things. They could do the same thing with the NBA. They could do the same thing with the NFL when those things come online. And this is probably just a taste of whatever else they got cooking. But I think making these game use patches matter again, date them, let us know exactly where it was from. They do this a little bit now with Topps Dynasty and some other products, but this I think is pretty interesting. To have a 1-of-1 MLB debut patch from someone's jersey from their first game ever that they wore in that game, that sounds pretty cool to me. Is it going to be super expensive? Yes. Is most of us going to be able to afford it? Probably not. Maybe you get lucky in a break and hit one, or rip a box and hit one, or whatever. To me, it's just a really cool piece. And like I said, the bigger takeaway here isn't so much this, but it's what else can they do? If they're willing to work, if MLB and the MLBPA is willing to work this close with Topps and Fanatics to get stuff like this, and this is a genius idea. When we talked about this initially, I was like, it sucks because they won't be able to chop up a player's first jersey for cards because a player is most likely going to want to keep that jersey, which I get. But if you put a removable patch on it, it solves everything. Now we get the best of both worlds. The player gets their intact jersey, and Fanatics comes along and, irons off, or however it's attached, peels off the patch, probably not damaging the jersey. And then we get that in a card. So we get our cool game-used piece from a player's debut, and the player still gets to keep their jersey, or the Hall of Fame, or whoever it wants to go to. They still have that. Seems like a win-win to me. I don't know what the downside here is. And like I said, to me, this opens the door to what else can they do as time moves on with working with the leagues. We could see the exact same thing in the NBA in a couple of years. First NBA game, whatever. I just like that they listen to the feedback of make patches matter again, essentially. Panini's been dragged over the last couple years in regards to the whole player worn, and then, basically not attached to any specific player or event or any of that nonsense. Like, it's absolutely trash. Basically, you're getting Walmart shelf worn memorabilia in some of their cards. So, do I expect every single card to be super high end like this with an MLB debut patch? No, but it shows me that they're listening and that they're going to make a focus to get game use stuff back in there. I mean, we've kind of seen that with Topps Baseball now. I opened packs of Topps Holiday 2022, which is a low end entry level product, $25 blasters, and I was pulling game used patches out of that for players. I do like the idea of taking it to the next level. Give me game used and give me the date. What game was this from? Because as a fan of a team, I think it would be really cool if you were at the game and maybe the player did something cool to run out and try to find patches that match up with that game. Or maybe it was a significant game in the player's life or history or whatever. Maybe they did something cool that day. And put the stats on the back of the card. Hey, on this day, this happened. Like I said, I know that they do a little bit of this now. And I'm also curious to see where this goes in the future. So if they're able to do something like this, what else would you like to see from a game used jersey / patch situation with a player? Are we gonna? They already do bases and stuff like that. We talked about that in the initial, but I thought this was just a really unique way to get around. We want the debut jersey, but we know we're probably not going to be able to get the debut jersey to cut up and make cards out of. So it's going to be a 1-on-1. It'll be a super chase. It'll probably be in Dynasty or Transcendent or whatever the new Topps high-end product will be. Is it going to be expensive to get one? Yes, for this particular thing. But like I said, my big takeaway here isn't so much this specific, which is really cool. It's how involved the league is, at least baseball at this point, how involved the league is in making sure that sports cards are successful. And that's going to be important because one, it gives you access to stuff like this. And then if the players see that it's important, maybe it incentivizes them to say, hey, let me make sure that I go fill out these autographs, sign these autographs, take care of these redemptions, sign these stickers, whatever it is. And the other thing everyone always complained about was sticker autos. Maybe we start to see a move away from sticker autos as well. That would be nice. Fanatics takes a lot of crap, justifiably so in some cases. There are a lot of fears from Monopoly and all the craziness that could happen. We joked around yesterday with the influencer cards and all this and that, but I legitimately think this is a cool, good thing. Sweet looking patch, 1-on-1s tied to a player's first game ever on the field. And like I said, there's no reason we can't see this with football, basketball as well. This just feels like a win all around. And then tying that knot with the leagues of them supporting each other with products and memorabilia and access, I think is big. So cool thing. Probably a bunch of other news will probably dump this week. It is the Mint Collective, so I'm sure a lot of other nonsense will be happening. Anything crazy that happens, we will do videos on it. We will catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.